How in tarnation are y'all doing? This is Tenacious Earl, and we are here in the West Virginia foothills, and we're going to be playing out the Appalachian Hootenanny. It's going to be quite a ride here. This is our last C-tier tournament on the Tenacious Golf Tour. We've got Ma, Pa, Jethro, and all the boys around ready to get out the keg and the moonshine and cheer on this fine group of young lads ready to take on this Greenbrier course. Usually the clientele at this place are not much from around the parts we are, but still we're going to show them a good time. That will include banjos, mandolins, washboards, and all. That's just the post-round entertainment. All kidding aside, welcome here on this Saturday night. We're going to be playing the final holes here using History Maker Golf. This tour has been going on a long time. This is the third season, and we're getting close to wrapping it up. I mentioned a C-tier tournament, and the reason it's a C-tier is that all that means is that this is kind of like one of these tournaments that not too many people go to, because not too many of the top golfers go to, because you can only go to so many, right? You don't want to burn yourself out. And right now I'm just trying to get the focus all together there. I think that's not too bad. But we're at White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, called in the Play Games universe Springhouse Country Club, but this is the Greenbrier. And we're going to play it out here. On the leaderboard, we have some familiar names and we have some not so familiar names if you've been following this tour for the last few years. Jimmy Kimes, a name that's been around a while, he is tied for the lead going in to play the 13th hole. Tengen Haikichi, the Japanese player who is ranked 22nd on the points list right now, is the one he's tied with, who is just a hole ahead of him. Then tied for third, Kevin Percival, who is a main kind of a lying just underneath. Actually, he didn't have such a great season last year, but he is looking to try and earn his card for season 4. And tied with Bob Demmelmeyer, another American. And then in Greer Copeland III is in 5th, another guy who has been a mainstay over the years. And then tied for 6th, Tom Sudbury and Zephaniah Scott. So those are the ones who are really in contention. You have Joey Osborne, Rance Aberley, who is the only one on this leaderboard that has a victory previously. He has won this year, and that's it. So unless Aberley can mount some kind of a historic comeback here with, what is he, at 5 holes to play, there's going to be a new winner here on tour to close out our C-tier tours. Now, this is also the opening offering of the Appalachian Hootenanny. I played one that was named that on the Slacker Tour previously, but this is the first time it's been on the big tour. So we're going to start, as we often do, because the first group that we're following, which has Dalmazio Zizi, the Italian, Greer Copeland III, and Bob Demmelmeyer, they're going to be playing 15. So this is the point where if there's going to be an emerging contender, it's going to be right now. And since Kimes and Haikichi are both -3, we do get to check for one of them. So I'm just going to roll the black and white, and if either die is a 1, and it's a 14, so there will be, okay, and it's draw golfer in the B+ group. Now the thing is, there's no B+ group. I'm going to double check that. Oh, there is one. There's Ian Robards. So Ian Robards will be the one who is going to come in here and be the emerging contender. So I'm going to have to dig him out. So let's get Ian out here. So he's going to start, what, 2 strokes back of Kimes and Hikichi. So, Robards. There he is. Not a bad card. And he'll be playing 16, so we will get going right now with that. Oh, well, I also have to get... Well, I'm going to need to do a little more fixing here of the leaderboard stuff, so... Best laid plans, you know. What do we got going on here? Okay, let's do this. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, let's hide this. Okay. Okay. So there is that. Well, and we need to put who is this? It's Ian Robards. Man, things are not working so well for me tonight. There's a lot of lag on all this stuff, which doesn't help. All right, so B plus. He would start at 200. And then he's 2 shots back. So it's par 70. So that's minus 10. He's going to be minus 15, so he's minus 5. Does that put him up there? Bingo. All right. Okay, well, I think we're all set for action here at the 16th. Semi-daunting par 4, and it's going to be Robards. So it's semi-daunting, but it's only 1 degree of course difficulty. So relatively easy hole, but a fifth of the time you could end up with dancing around this Swan Lake, which is, as long as you can get the tee shot over that, everything's good. So Robards, gonna pick it up here at 16. He's 2 shots behind. Maybe when I come on here next time, I should do all of the emerging contender stuff first, so that way we're not horsing around too much. But anyway, it's gonna be 2, 3, 4. So because it's not any dice that show up here, it could be 1 through 5, but this is only 5. Because it's not that, we take the other dice other than the white die and put them in ascending order. So 2, 3, 4. Direct, no. So it's not direct. There's no direct indication here. And Robards is not dynamic, so we go to right now. Right now we don't know what he is, but he's not cold. So he'll have an easy putt for birdie. So he'd get to within 1 if he can roll a 1 through 4. The putt is on its way and it's in. So a birdie for Robards. He moves to minus 16 within 1. just saying hi there to Dwayne and to Larry. Yes, Jimmy Kimes is, and he has extra control, which may or may not help him here, but it's also till further notice. So anyway, you could kind of see in this, it's kind of, it sucks because like the emerging contender always seems to put too many things onto the screen. But this is kind of like a dog leg to the right, this 16th, and then the tee shot goes over this pond. You can see if you can just put it right over into here, right? So the 15th is kind of a medium hard par 3, 229 yards, so pretty long. Bunkers surround the green and make it challenging for golfers who end up in them to save par. It makes it challenging for them. So, and it will be Bob Demmelmeyer first. He's coming off a birdie. He has 2 birdies in the last 3 holes, and is what is he, 3 under on the round. Some pretty good scores here so far, at least as far as the leaders go. So Demmelmeyer, he has chips, but he's going to keep holding on to those just in case he needs them later. So 23, he's in the rough and 1 on this par 3, so his tee shot doesn't find the green. Green 5, is he a master under recovery? He has no quality. So instead of an easy putt for par, he's going to end up with a difficult putt for par. And up at the top left corner, we have the putt difficulty chart, so you can see that a par putt that's difficult needs a 1 to 3 in order to make it. So he's going to line up the putt. It's about 10 feet here, and he does hole it out, and he saves par and remains 2 behind. Hello, Alex M. Now, Greer Copeland III. Greer will take control on this hole. Champion semi-hero. Let's see if he can use one of his 2 chips to maybe wrestle a birdie out of the 15th hole here. 1, 2, 5. Go to the par 3 chart. He's not a hacker, so we go to experience. And being an icon, 2 asks, is he an icon? I'll just flip here. I know it off the top of my head, but I'll flip anyway. Par 3, 2, is he icon? He is. This is going to be a gimme birdie putt. It would be a difficult birdie putt otherwise. So a birdie, a gimme birdie is a 6-6 miss, called the high roll. So as long as he doesn't get the highest roll possible, he is going to birdie, and he does. So he joins Demmelmeyer at -15, so he's 2 back. Leaderboard tightening up a little bit. Now Dalmazio Zizi, who is 6 back, almost out of contention. Course control 12, so it's gonna. There's a little asterisk next to 12, which means that the caution symbol, little triangle warning symbol, that means that a normal rated putt is going to be rated 1 more difficult because this is kind of like a bad lie in the sand, let's say. And so 4 on the green die, we go and check on the 3.1. We look under 4. Is he chunky? He isn't, so this will be a moderate putt for par, but because of the caution symbol, it is instead going to be a difficult. So he's going to need, just like Demmelmeyer, he's going to need a 1 to 3, and he is able to hole it out too. So some good putting on display here on 15 as this group finishes up. We'll go back to the 14th now. Let's see. 14th, a slightly easy par 4. I'd say we would be here with 401 yardage. Not too bad. Accurate golfers capable of avoiding the bunkers. Kind of a dog leg left here. We'll have a chance at birdie on the short par 4. 401, I don't necessarily consider that short, but I think by today's standards it is. So first up will be Rance Aberley, who did eagle the 12th. Unfortunately, he was at -9 at the time, so he is quite a ways out. Let's see if he can string some birdies here. Probably not going to happen, but you never know. 16 is he's in the sand off the tee. And a green 4. Is he chunky? Semi-chunky. He avoids that. That would have been an uh-oh. Would have earned a red chip, but instead it's going to be a moderate putt for par. So moderate par is 1 to 5, and he does make it. So then the leader, well, tied for lead, one of the leaders, Tengen Hikichi, Japanese player, comes up here to the 14. He also has 3, so course control, so you take the silver and the black. 33, that's in the bunker. Fairway bunker in 1. And then that's also a green 4. Is he chunky? No, he isn't. So, also a moderate second putt. So that's like an 85, right around. Oh, and he missed it. So he's going to drop out of the lead. Just a bit of a shank there from him off the putter. That leaves him an easy bogey. And that's the high roll, and he doesn't get it. So it is a bogey. And he's going to drop out. So Kimes will be in sole possession of the lead after that missed putt from Hikichi. And now Percival. Percival, he is 2 behind. And he is going to have control, 2, 4, 6. So we go to the par 4 chart. He's not a duffer. That's the first question. Is he a champion? No, he is not. So we go to experience. 6 asks, all the even ones ask if he's an icon. And he is. So, instead of a double difficult par, right? That's what it is. If he was not an icon, he'd have a difficult par. Because he is, he'll have a moderate putt for birdie. So a 1 or a 2 would earn him a birdie and get within 1. He would join the 3-way tie with Hikichi and Robards. It's a 4. He misses it. He could have used a blue chip and it would have made it there, but that'll leave an easy par. 6-6 miss, and he makes it. So we're back to 13, and here is the leader. Now he is the sole leader, and he will be the first to play. Jimmy Kimes. This might be the toughest hole on the course. 5 degrees of course control, semi-daunting, semi-challenging. Home of a bunker feature nicknamed the Alps protecting the green. So I'm assuming that's just 24 and the 45. You can see kind of how it's on the left and front of the green. So 492. It's but technically that should be a par 5, but for the pros, it's definitely a longish par 4. Kimes would need to have 2 blue chips to try to take control of this, so he's just going to write it out here. It's going to be 15, Golf Cam course. The Side or Die is saying it's not daunting, so that should be quite helpful. Cordial or laser? Actually, it's not helpful to him at all. Because the 1 asks, is it cordial? It's semi-daunting, so no. Or is he a laser golfer? He's semi-laser. If this had been a dot, he would have gotten a birdie putt, but instead he's going to need a clutch par putt. Now, he has a blue chip, and he is not going to chance it to double up. He's going to take his 1 to 5, and he does make it. He would have made it without using it, but he's going to make the par. He's going to increase the likelihood of making it because he's neutral putting. Neutral putting for the clutch putting is 1 to 3. Gold 1 to 5, semi-gold 1 to 4, semi-rust 1 to 2. And if you're Reese Gillespie, you are rust, and that's a 1 out of 6 chance of making it. So that's pretty tough. Joey Osborne, one of the 2 custom cards. Okay, so it'll be 23, rough and 2. So he's going to find the rough green side. But a good lie with a 1 should get him out of here. Let's see. Wrong chart. Is he workman? No. So he's going to have a pin chance. We're going to roll white and decider. A 1 and a dot means it's in. Otherwise, it'll be a follow-up putt. So that's a 3. That'll be an easy par putt. So 6-6 miss. And Osborne is in on the 13th and will stay 6 behind. And now Zephaniah Scott. That's going to be also be in the rough next to the green with a green 2. Is he a master? No, he isn't. So instead of a pin chance, he's going to have a moderate putt for par. 1-5, and he does knock it in. And with that tough hole, always happy to get your par and move right on out. And everybody on that in that group parred out on 13. Okay, so 12. First real scoring hole on the back. 568 par 5. It's semi-direct, so you do have a chance at an eagle here. As we already saw, Aberley got one. The creek splitting the far end of the fairway won't be in play for most golfers. So that's right here, a hacker, which I don't know if any of these guys have hacker on their card, but if you had hacker, you'd have a chance at finding water there. Should be a birdie chance for most of these guys. Only 1 degree of course difficulty, so only if you get a white 5. And I got to look back here to find out. It's going to be Gillespie. Everybody's playing pretty poorly in this group right now. Smokey Novak started the day with 3 red chips, which didn't help anything. This is double cordial hole. White 6 with less than 2 other 6s means it's a birdie. No blue chips earned, and so that will get Gillespie. Well, he's way down the leaderboard. He's had some real tough goes of it today. So Novak, 1-4-5. This could be a no. It's a duffer, no. Hacker, no. Firm green, no. It's going to be golf cam green. And a 4 friendly. It's semi-friendly with a dot, so he will get a birdie putt. He's going to try to double up here. He needs some luck. He needs a 1-3. And he makes it. So he gets a blue chip and a birdie as he holes out a clutch putt. Gains some confidence on that, and he will move to -11. Of course, he's way back. He's going to need pretty much a miracle on the way in here. Probably need a birdie in. Tom Sudbury, 4 back, needs a birdie as well. And we've got a leaner here, so I'm going to just do a full re-roll. 1-2-4. Duffer, no. Hacker, no. Soft, no. He has a moderate birdie putt. 1-2. And it's a 3. That'll leave an easy par, and he makes it. All right, so leaders have, well, the leader, Jimmy Kimes, he's got 5 holes left to play. 1-shot lead over Hootenanny and Robards. So, still quite an international flavor here to this field, even though it is a C tier. Oh, yeah, we got to play 17 with Ian Robards, the British veteran. So this par 5 is not reachable in 2 for most. But it could be. It's 616 yards, so I don't want to rule it out, but you pretty much need to be a dynamic golfer. So a guy like Hootenanny has a chance. It's semi-double cordial, so half of the white 6s will earn a birdie. Otherwise, they'd earn a blue chip par. Long but reachable par 5 with strategically placed bunkers in the fairway to keep their golfers on their toes. So Robards doesn't have chips. He's just going to have to give it a whirl. And okay, so he's going to get his blue chip par, he's going to need to sink a clutch putt because he's got 2 other 6s here other than the white 6. He is neutral, so he needs a 1 to 3. And he misses it, so he's going to end up with a red chip, and that's a bogey as long as he holds out the easy follow-up, which he does. But that's going to put a damper. That's not something you want on a par 5. You don't want a bogey. So Robards drops back into that foursome at minus 15 that are lurking 2 back. Okay, so Greer Copeland III hitting 16. He is on back-to-back birdies here. He'd love to make a charge. Can he do it? First need. Oh boy, he's going to have a clutch putt as well. And 2 back with 2 more to play. He needs to take this chance at a 1 to 3 clutch putt to earn a second blue chip. Can he do it? He misses it. Another. Well, that just gets rid of his blue chip there. And so now the easy bogey, which he makes, but that's a tough break there for Copeland. That probably will put his tournament on the rocks here. Now Demelmeyer. Okay, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be a green, golf cam green. Par 4, green 6. Friendly? No. Is Demelmeyer laser? You look under irons, he's not, so he needs a clutch putt for par for himself as well. He has 2 blue chips. He is going to use a blue chip in this case to try and hold on to it. So he needs a 1 to 5 now. And he does make it. He could have conserved, and it actually doubled the blue chip if he hadn't used it. But he didn't want to take that chance, being 2 back with. He does have 2 to play, but he still has a blue chip in tow here. So Zizzy. And that is a special result. That's triples on golfer control. So we go to special results level 1. That's one thing that hit Reese Gillespie earlier was he got an out-of-bounds roll on a special result. What do we got here? 44. Par 4, level 1. Roll again, level 2. So getting a little more remarkable here, a little more rare. 22. That is level 3. So this is the coup de grace as far as special results. What happens here for Dalmazio Zizzy? 35. Played delayed while unruly fan is removed from course. All golfers cold the next 3 holes. Okay. All right, so all golfers, I'm reading that as everybody on the course, like it's something that word gets around and they have to hold up for a bit. So it could be all golfers in this group, but they're also going to hold up. I mean, we could say Robards isn't affected, I guess. But so we'll say up until, let's see, hole 50. So we're going to re-roll for Zizzy, right? Yeah, but everybody's going to be, so if we have a cold or hot designation, it doesn't matter what they are. For the next 3 holes, everybody is cold. So we're going to do the leader, this final group up through hole 15, up through 16, up through 17. Anyway, let's go back and look. 4 means it's going to be course. It's going to be golfer control 225. He's not a legend. He's not utility. So we go to mood. Zizzy is neutral. It's a 2, so he's not sunny. That's going to be a difficult birdie putt. So in order to not have his mood changed, he's going to lag it. He's far enough back. All he's trying to do is finish top 10. So there's that's going to lead to a gimme par, and he holes that out. There we go. The unruly fan. I heard his name was who would be his name was John Daly. John Daly in his retirement out harassing an upstart tour. No, I don't know. So back to 15, and it'll be Rance Aberley. 15 golf cam course, par 3, green 2, cordial no, daunting no. It'll be an easy par putt for Aberley. So he avoids the high roll. You don't want to be a high roller on those. Kevin Percival, 12. He's got a bad lie in the bunker off the tee. Green 1. He's not chunky, so he is going to have a pin check. We'll have to make this 1 degree tougher unless he holds it. Well, instead of a difficult, it's going to be double difficult. So he's going to have to lag. Percival, oh boy, close to something special there, but instead it's just going to be an easy bogey. And now Hootenanny coming off a bogey himself. He's going to take control on this hole. He wants to try and press the issue a little bit. So let's have him take it 2, 5, 6 and see if he gets lucky here on the par 3. He's not a hacker. So we go to mood. Hootenanny is stormy, so he's not sunny. It's going to lead to a difficult birdie putt, right? I think we already saw that. Yeah, difficult putt for birdie. He's going to lag it, take gimme par. And he'll remain 1 back, so it didn't really work out for him. I was kind of hoping for a birdie there, but didn't get it. 14th, and it'll be Kimes leading. He also has extra control, so watch out. A 4 could get him control on this, but it's a 3, so it'll be 56 golf cam course. Green 6, is it daunting? It's not. He will have a clutch putt for birdie. He has no chips, so he could earn a red chip if he misses. He needs a 1 to 3 for a birdie and a 2-shot lead. It's in the hole. Oh, you can't see it because this moved over. There it is. 3. Birdie. Could Kimes break through? He is looking good with 4 to play. He's 2 ahead. Joey Osborne. 14 is in the sand with his tee shot on the par 4. Green 5. He's not sandy under recovery, so he's going to have a difficult par putt. He misses that. Moderate bogey. He makes the moderate bogey, and he drops to -10, so his chances have long since gone. Zephaniah Scott. His chances are slowly dwindling. 1, 3, 4. He has control with a white 2. Not a direct green. He's not a hacker. So we go to experience. Green 3. He's not a prospect, so he's going to have an easy putt for birdie. Needs a 1 to 4. And he makes it. So 1 under on the back 9 here for Scott. And brings him back to even par on the day in total. He's still 4 back, though. All right, now to 13, the tough hole. And who has the tee? It is Reese Gillespie. $11. He's in the sand in 2. Not the worst thing in the world, especially with a green 2. Is he sandy? No, he isn't. So it'll be an easy par putt. And he knocks it in. Next up will be Smokey Novak. 35 is going to be rough in 1 and a green 6, so a terrible lie in the rough. But he is a master, so this will help him. He's semi-master with a dot, so it's going to lead to a double difficult putt for birdie. He can lag that and take his easy par and head out of there without any further scathing. And now with Tom Sudbury. If it would be a special result if it was golfer controlled, but it is a 2, so that means it's going to be 66. Rough in 1, green 6. Sudbury is not a master. It's a double difficult par putt. He needs the lag and then take the easy bogey. Okay, so let's just take a second here to go. He's minus 18, so minus 11 and under we could probably go out of contention with. So let's take Novak off, Aberley off. Just try and speed this along. It'll be all right. We'll play out of contention for them. Gillespie, Osborne, and I think Zizzy is the other guy. We'll play out the rest. But these guys have no shot. So we'll just play it out. So now Robards is on 18. So Kimes with a 2-shot lead. Looks like he is in the driver's seat at the moment. Par 3, one of the few courses where you end up with a par 3 closing the round. Features a large ridge running through the middle of the green. If a ball finds a greenside bunker, exceptional sand play will be needed to save par. So, what are we going to do with Robards here? He's got a red chip. Let's make it a 6, black 6. Oh, and there's a special result. All right, well, let's see what happens with Robards and the special result. Level 1. Let's get rid of these guys. Actually, we'll go white and black. I think that's what I did before. 24. Let's see. 24. Golfers got it today. Gimme putt for birdie and add choice quality the rest around. Keep quality TFN if golfer wins. Well, that's not going to happen for Robards. But gimme putt for birdie and a good finish for Ian Robards, albeit too little too late. He's going to finish at minus 16, tied with Haikichi at the moment. As long as Kimes doesn't really... I forget who pulled one the last time, but we had one happen there, so I don't want to say it isn't possible, but... all right, so Demelmeyer to the 17th, the par 5. Demelmeyer really needs an eagle. He's probably not going to get an eagle here. He is semi-bomber, so maybe he has a chance with that. Birdie would at least put some pressure on. So let's see. 145. He's not a duffer, he's not a hacker, and it's not a firm green. It's going to be Golf Cam green. It's not friendly. So 5. Friendly, no. Challenging, no. It's going to be an easy putt for par. And that's going to be, well, almost missed that, but that's a par. Almost shut off a little too early with that one. Okay, Greer Copeland III. Semi-double cordial. It's going to be a birdie because of the decide or die. And then for Zizzy, it is going to be double cordial. 5 is, we go off the out of contention chart, that's a par. Excuse me. Alright, so the out of contention golfer here on 16 is Aberley, and he is the first to play. He has the honor. A 2 on the daunting is a par. Next up will be Haikichi. Needs birdies to close out this round if he's going to come back in this. 5, 5, 6 as he has control here on 16. Semi-legend with a dot, so he's going to get a blue chip, and that's a gallery cheers, although the green 6 is going to lead to a difficult birdie putt unless he has hacker, which he doesn't. So difficult birdie. He's going to try and make it. He needs a 1. Misses that. Now a moderate par, 1 to 5, and he does make that. And now Kevin Percival. 4 back. Real long shot here to pull anything out. And he gets a white 5, so it's going to be 15 golf cam course. And it's got daunting with the dot, so this is bad. This is going to be a clutch bogey putt for Percival. He does make it, but that'll be a bogey, and he's going in the wrong direction right now. So Kimes at 15. Trying to keep it between the lines right now. 24 is rough and 1. Green 2. He'll take that lie. That's a good one. Is he a master? No. But he'll end up with a moderate putt for par. Just needs to avoid a 6. And he does. 3 left to play. He is still 2 ahead. Next up, Zephaniah Scott. He's going to go ahead and take control on this hole. 1, 2, 2 on the par 3. Not a hacker. He gets a moderate birdie putt. He needs a 1 or a 2. It's a 6, so an easy par. Can't get it to go. Gets the par. Can't get the birdie to go. Out of contention, Osborne. Neutral 2 is a par. Alright, so now we've got 14, which is neutral. I'll just roll the black and the white. The white first, so that'll be Reese Gillespie. That's par and par. Now Tom Sudbury still holding on by a thread. My dice keep flying out of here. Course control 25 is golf cam course, green 3. Not cordial, not daunting. It's going to be a clutch putt for par for Sudbury. He's got a lot of chips. He's going to burn one here to increase his chances, and he makes the par putt. Okay. So it's going to be Copeland, Devilmeyer, and Zizzy to the 18th. We have Kimes leading by 2. Copeland will be the first to play. He doesn't have a blue chip. Par 3. And he doesn't get control. 23 rough and 1, green 4. Is he a workman? Semi-workman, no dot, so he gets away with that. Moderate putt for par to close out his round. He would finish at -15. And he misses that, so now the easy bogey and a bogey for Copeland, a really tumultuous back nine, only 2 pars, 3 birdies, 4 bogeys, and he'll end up tied for 5th most likely, barring some other stuff happening on the leaderboard here. All right, Bob Demelmeyer. He'll hold on to the blue chip. 56 Golf Cam course, green 1. Cordial or laser? Nope, neither of those. Clutch putt for par. He'll just play the blue chip. He misses that, so now an easy bogey. Well, he got the. It didn't go down through the hole, but the black one did. So that's a bogey for Demelmeyer, and maybe I should take control for him. Neutral 6 is a bogey for Zizzy, and he'll end up well out, probably -8 in the end. He's off my leaderboard there. I'm not sure where he's at. Okay, so 17. It's going to be Aberley first. It's double cordial, birdie. And just to explain, because on the out of contention chart, there's no semi-double cordial. You just have to roll the decider die to decide whether it's double cordial or cordial. So that's why I did that. Now, Hikichi. 1-2-5. With control. Is he a bomber? No, it's not direct either. So is he a champion? No. Is he a hacker? No, he has a moderate birdie putt. He's going to make it easy. He needs a 1-4, and he makes it. Would have made it even if he hadn't used the chip. So Hikichi to within 1. He figured he needed to at least do that, and then maybe have a chance at a birdie on 18. Take the birdie while he can get it. Percival. 4 back. 2-5-6. Legend, no. Direct green, no. It's going to be short game 5. Is he soft? No. So moderate putt for par. Makes it. So now Jimmy Kimes to 16. Just got to avoid a white 5 here. If you're Kimes, that's all you want to avoid. And he does. 1-1-5. Should get a birdie chance out of that, I think. Yeoman or scatter? No. Utility? No. Moderate putt for birdie. He's going to hold on to the blue chip. He could go to -19 if he gets a 1 or a 2 here. It's a 3. Easy par. Got to avoid 6s, and he does. So he stays 1 shot up with 2 to play. Zephaniah Scott. 1-2-3 is going to be Golf Cam Green and a green 2. No, green 3, excuse me. It's not challenging, so it'll be a clutch birdie putt. 1-3, and he holes it out. So -15 for Scott. Slim chance, but you never know. He is semi-bomber. He could luck into an eagle on 17, which could change it altogether. And now out of contention. Semi-daunting Osborne. That is going to be a birdie. Wow. $15. This is neutral. We're just going to roll it. White is Gillespie. Black is Novak. 1 is a birdie for Gillespie. 5 is a par for Novak. And now we've got Sudbury, who is still -12. He's 6 back. He's going to play a blue chip to take control here, hoping his semi-champion can work for him. 1, 2, 6. Champion with a dot. Okay, this is going to be an easy birdie putt. 1 to 4, and he makes it. Just trying to climb the leaderboard a little bit. If he could get to 5th place, that would be a great finish for him. More points, more money, more problems. Okay, Hootenanny on this par 3 closing hole. It will actually be Aberley first to play. He birdied the other one, so 5 is a par. We're going to finish -12, so another solid top 10 finish for Aberley. He'd like to be winning more, though, for sure. Hootenanny needs a birdie. Needs a birdie to tie. 1 back. 3, it's going to be 26. Oh, that's in the bunker in 1 with a green 6. Caution symbol, it won't matter, I don't think, because he's not sandy, so he's going to end up with a double difficult putt for par. You can't make that any more difficult. So he's going to lag the double difficult. Probably should have just had him try to make it, but easy bogey. He's going to take his licks. Finished tied for 2nd with Robards, it appears at this point, unless somebody birdies closing out the round. Kevin Percival, he'll use a blue chip and see if he can squirt a birdie out of this. Five, 5, 6. Not a hacker, so right now, Percival is neutral, 5S if he is hot. We had already gotten past, I think, the whole cold thing. Actually, no, we didn't, did we? I think this was the last go-around where the coldness of everybody, so this is not going to help him at all. Because it's asking if he's cold. And since he is, double difficult putt for par. He'll make it difficult, makes a 1 to 3. Moderate bogey, he makes that. And again, these other 2 groups during this go-around will also be, I'm pretty sure it happened on 13, and so it's 14, 15, 16 for that final group. So Kimes is going to have to avoid any kind of like cold roll here, I think. So Kimes, and he has extra control anyway, but it doesn't even matter on this hole. 2, 3, 4 on the par 5. That would normally be a pretty good roll if it was direct green, but it's not. Is he gilded? No. Dynamic? No. Golf cam green. Par 5. Green 4. Is it friendly? Yes. Clutch putt for birdie. Going to use his blue chip. This will all but cement it if he can get a 1 to 5 here. He had neutral, but he's going to use the blue chip to go gold. 1 to 5. It's in. Kimes with a birdie. He is 4 under on the back 9. 5 under on his round. And 3 shots ahead of anybody, actually 4 shots ahead of anybody left on the course, which basically includes this guy here, Zephaniah Scott. One, 4, 5 for Scott. This will be a good tournament for Scott. Duffer no, hacker no, firm green no. It's going to be golf cam green. The decider die is not going to be friendly this time. Easy putt for par. It's not friendly. And he makes it. Now Osborne. It is Double cordial again. And that's a birdie. Alright, so semi-daunting. Five is a par. Wait. Five. Yeah, semi-daunting, that's a par. One for Novak is going to be a birdie, I think. Wait a second. No, we need to roll the decider, and it's a birdie, yes. And now Sudbury. Oh, well, I guess Sudbury should have come before Novak, but that's okay. I don't care. 1, 2, 6. I keep having dice jump out of the box here. It's a little annoying. 1, 2, 6. Direct. No stone. No mood. Nothing. Mood is nothing. So 6 is he stormy? No, is he sunny? And he's not. So it's going to be a difficult putt for par. 1 to 3. And now he is sunny. As he holes out his par. Alright, 18. Kimes is basically the champion here. Gonna be we're going to play Osborne first here. I think I played somebody out of order, but that's okay. Neutral, that's a bogey. So Kimes now. And he gets control with his extra control. 1, 2, 4. Not a firm green. It's going to be golf cam green. It's semi-challenging. He gets away with it. So 1. Not challenging because the decider die, and he's not a hacker. So a clutch birdie putt. He could go -6 here if he makes a 1 to 3 putt. And everything is gold for Jimmy Kimes. He's going to make -20. And he is going to be the winner of the Appalachian Hootenanny. Going away with it. 5 under par, 31 on the back 9. What a round. Zephaniah Scott looks on in wonder as to how he could someday have that kind of run in a final round. 2, 4, 4. He is not utility, so we go to right now. Right now he is semi-hot because we've run out of the other thing. 4 is he hot with a dot? Yes, he is. That is an easy birdie putt. He'll make it gimme. And that is in. And Zephaniah Scott is going to join the tied for seconds at -16, so 4 back. So a good showing for Scott, Hootenanny, and Robards. We still have this final group to play out, but they're basically out of it. Who goes first? It will be Novak. That's going to be double cordial. Birdie. Who now? It'll be Gillespie. For him, it is going to not be. It's going to be regular old cordial. That's a birdie for him too. So, and now Sudbury. And he can't even get control on this hole. 22 is golf cam course. He probably birdie this one still, but let's see. Par 5, green 2, cordial, yes. Clutch birdie putt. He'll spend the chip. Gonna lose it probably one way or the other, and he does make the birdie. And now finally 18. It'll be Novak. Roll these two first on this neutral hole. It's gonna be par. Novak, Gillespie, and finally Sudbury. Patient par, he'll take it. Let's see, 4. Yeah, it's not going to be any better for him to go the other way. He'll just take his par. That's it. Jimmy Kimes' first victory on the tour. What a neat golfer to have come through for his first victory. The first season or two, he was in a ton of final rounds. This one, not so much. Yeah, definitely this one, not so much. This season, just a second, I'm going to fire up my see if I can, yeah, here we go. Let's get Jimmy Kimes. I don't know if it's updated yet. Let's see. Where was Kimes? He was ranked 55. So until this updates, well, it says he's ranked 54 actually, but well, that's fine. So you can see here, finished 6th in the Sawgrass. So that's his best major finish. He finished 4th in Arnie's, and this year 4th in Minnesota, but now he is a winner, gets off the Schneid. Let's see, 45. So this is his 59th start on the tour, and finally he comes away with a victory. Quite a, I don't know. Let me see here. Do I have... Let's turn this guy around here. Okay. All right. I guess I could go back to that. Maybe move this up here. All right. Yeah, so doing this so long that, you know, you definitely start to have fondness for certain golfers, and Kimes would be one. I mean, Copeland is kind of one of them. He's frittered away chances in the past. You know what? It's almost bedtime. It's time for a cold one. It's been a long couple of weeks here, but do a short little update as I'm imbibing. Yeah, so this is 27 out of 30. So we got 3 more tournaments to go. The rest are all B's or A's, which a B is a lot of the field. Actually, I'm gonna do this try to stand up because my butt has fallen asleep, and it's never a good thing. Sitting there for a long time, it gets a little not so fresh. So, yeah. So I'm gonna. Unfortunately, this is going to not show you too much anything, but let's see. Can I do something? Yeah, let's do this. This will be better. Yeah, so our final tournaments are going to be the Blues Belt Classic, which is from TPC Southwind. I've on my schedule here, I used to have the fictional names, but I just figured, and mostly thanks, I'd say, to Larry Rice for kind of like talking me through going with the original course names, because it just makes it easier for people on the channel, I think, to put a course. Yeah, I mean, it depends, I guess, right? How well do you know the courses? That's not the beer, but there was a little left in it. Then we have the Georgia Open, which is the traditional course, East Lake, which closes the PGA Tour season in the playoffs. That's the FedEx Cup final, or whatever they call it. We'll use East Lake for the penultimate tournament, and then we're going to use Kiowa Island as the final tournament. That'll be the Tenacious Pro Showcase. That's basically like the PGA Championship. In my mind, it would have made a hell of a lot of sense. Again, these are some things that I feel like are stupid things that the PGA, like, I know many people are not fond of the Live Tour, or is it Live? I don't know which. Live Tour is what I see it as. Basically the Roman numerals for 54, which is the holes for each tournament. But the PGA has no love lost as far as I'm concerned. They do things pretty stupid at times, and that's kind of why I changed it. I got rid of my playoff. I don't think the playoff is any good. I think it's contrived. I think that final tournament where they give handicap amounts to players, I think it's just unnecessary. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go ahead and do my stat updates, if I can get it to work. So I mean, I get the whole, they're the Saudis. They're not that great as far as humanitarian things go. I don't know. I think anything, and you can already see the PGA Tour has completely changed its approach to the players and to things like money. It's too bad that it's probably gonna like screw over some of the lesser tournaments. So like what we're calling C tier here may get screwed over in real life, but this is, I think it's basically indicative of the typical sports league mentality, which is, we've got this like big, Leviathan or whatever, like thing hanging over, which is like all this overhead, all these like people running the tour sucking big salaries, including Monahan, and the players are the ones that are the real entertainers. And but anyway, so I think it's good. So now we have Kimes here. You can see it's already updated. He has a first place victory in the Appalachian Hootenanny just by adding that stuff. Just by adding that link to my, and it's all locked down. I mean, you can try and send requests. I'm not going to, allow them. But, you can see what the URL is, I guess, if you really wanted to. Let's see. What do I need to do here? Yeah, right here. 27. Jimmy Kimes. This stuff should update too. Come on there, buddy. Right? Yeah. Yeah, just sometimes this thing's a little slow. Sometimes what we need to do is just close this out and then reopen it. And everything will have recalculated. Let's see. Voila, there's Jimmy Kimes. What was his winning score? Tournament recap sheet. Do we want that? No, not 270. Kimes 260. I think the target score was 259, so pretty close. So we'll put 260 right here. That was minus 20. There. So that's that. Let me see my exemptions. That should have updated. Yep. So he is good through 2022, through the 5th season. You get 2-year exemption when you win. Always a perk. You get entrance into the Masterful. And, yeah. Good stuff. And let's see. Jimmy Kimes, how far up did he go? He was in the 50s. Now he should be in the top 30, right? 23. $2.2 million. I wish I could see just my cut. I wish I could draw Monahan's cut of this money. That would be fun. Then I could just keep playing these out all the time and wouldn't have to do the whole go to work thingy, right? That's alright. My job is pretty fun for a job, I would say. It's not perfectly always fun, but good enough. So that's where that is. I've been playing a lot of soccer. So let's see. Actually, I should, do I need any adjustments? No, I don't. The first guy on the leaderboard who sells that's off the top 10, so we're good. We are good. We are good. Let's switch over. Itchy. There. So, I showed some APBA stuff, and I think I was sufficiently descriptive. You know what? Let's get Hootenanny back up here. 1 minute, of using the Mark Finzel sheets, right? Let me just say I'm not using those anymore. I made a decision. I think I explained that in a video a couple weeks ago. Let's see. Can we have the leaderboard like right up here? Pleasey? There we go. Is that it? Yeah. Good. Whew. I wasn't comfortable playing a rule set that is not endorsed by the company itself. It'd be one thing if it were tweaks that I was making. I'm going to sit down now that Bills need to get back in the win column tomorrow. But, if I had some hands in what was going on as far as, like, the adjustments and stuff, that would be one thing. But, I was using somebody else's rule set that they kind of, like, custom crafted, and I don't know, I think I heard enough chatter about it being maybe not so keen with John Hurst and Atba. So I decided that what I'm doing is I wanted to sneak in a tournament here because I haven't played one on here in a few. Actually, it's probably been a couple months now, but who's counting? But I'm planning to do some more soccer. Most likely, we'll do some more strat football soon. Be nice to actually be a little more regular with my videos. Timing isn't great. I'd also like to be done with this tournament or this tour by the time the new PNG releases, which I think they're saying November. So, the trouble with all that is it ends up being kind of a lot of pressure, and nobody likes to overly pressurize themselves. And part of what I would end up doing if I was going to be under pressure to produce the final tournaments of this tour before PNG release, I probably would end up saying I'm going to do this off camera, and I've kind of like prided myself that at least to a certain extent all of the tournaments have been on camera, even if it's only just the final 7 or 8 holes or whatever. I kind of like that aspect. It's probably a little bit self-indulgent. Probably not necessary. Not everybody, is particularly tuned in to fictional golfers. But I don't know. I guess it's just been the consistency of it all, and there is something to be said for that, even if it's like, oh, Earl, you're kind of crazy for doing that. But takes all kinds, I guess. So probably just going to keep on working through this over the next couple months, and maybe it'll be out before that release. It would be good because I still have some planning to do. These tournaments, these will seed a lot of what's going to go on player-wise in the next tour. Like I said before, I'm not going to run a slacker tour. I'm not going to run this undercard tour anymore. It's just too many tournaments. But I am going to try to finish that out to kind of try and have one last segment of golfers being promoted. But there's also this little part of me that's saying to myself, you know what, Earl, maybe you should just take a couple months off from it and not get all wrapped up right away in the next phase of this. And that might be what I do, because you end up feeling it after a while. I enjoy playing the stuff off camera. That's when the relaxation really happens. Being on camera does have its fun, for sure. And it's not to be here complaining about it, but there is some amount of just the stress of having the time, right? So I've toyed with the idea of just like putting this channel on hiatus for the time being. The videos have been a bit spread out here, but I'll probably keep doing it. It's just finding the right moments. So I mean, there are plenty of guys out there producing content. So if you're looking for stuff to watch, it can be found. I'm still not at a point in my life where I can just really just say, you know what, I'm going to put out a video a day. I can treat it like my job. It's going to be fun. I'm just not there, right? I don't have that kind of time. So, but to those who do, those who have empty nest or whatever you want to call it, more power to you. And I would suggest those of you who are looking for more video content, it's out there. Plenty of solid stuff. So probably not too much HMG. If you're into that, it's kind of the reason I've been trying to be consistent about putting tournament stuff out here, because there's not too many doing that. There's not too many doing APBA soccer. There's not too many doing strat football video-wise. The other trouble with strat football is I've incorporated so much automation into the defense stuff that I'm not even sure that it really puts off the greatest feel as far as like the cards and dice goes. But yeah, Dwayne, I know there isn't. Probably because it takes a significant amount of time to create the videos. The golf rounds around, final round is a 2.5-3 hour venture, even when you're just playing on your tabletop. So, for a Sunday afternoon where you don't have anything else really going on, you just want to like blow off some steam. That's a lot of fun, right? I mean, and this is a lot of fun even when you're putting it on a camera, but it's not for everybody. Quite frankly, even myself, there are times I get to thinking, man, I'd love to see more people wanting to watch these things, and if I go do this or that, that's going to be more popular. There's more of a following, and it's not that useful. If I'm not passionate about it, then I have plenty of passion about other games too, but it's like, if it's the stuff that I really like to do, then why wouldn't I just do that, right? Why would I just be a slave to numbers? And I think we all should feel that way, probably, right? I mean, yeah, just because I don't think any of us are going to be, we're not in Ryan's world category where we've got like, tens of millions of followers and views every time and all that stuff, right? I mean, we're not going to be able to franchise with Walmart on our own, like, dice, branded dice, or, our own branded games, t-shirts, plushie. May the Schwartz be with you. So, well, yeah, I feel like when you have something that really brings you joy, and enough people have found their found a game in History Maker Golf through watching these videos that I feel like it's a good thing that it's a game that I like, and if I help others find a game that they like, then that's worth it, right? If it's 20 people, if it's 10 people, if it's 5, if it's one person really, but I think it's more in like the 20 to somewhere between 20 and 50, which really I think makes me feel good. Not everybody still comes out to watch the video. They probably do watch them on occasion. The consistency isn't here right now for me. Like, it's tough for me to do it with all the commitments that I have in my life. It's not easy, right? But I'll keep plugging along. Yeah, Dwayne. I know it's kind of your bread and butter is the NASCAR style racing, not. I have in the past seen a person or two, but it's very, very few, and I don't know. These game companies, they don't get a lot of help getting their names out there. I mean, there's enough. If you go looking for tabletop games, you can find it, right? But I don't know. Gives us a chance to be Jim Nance or Mark Rolfing or whatever you want to consider it. Faraday. If it were a woman, Dottie Pepper, Judy Rankin, you name it, right? I mean, there's a lot of good golf. Or you could be, Bob Jenkins, or I can't tell you who is the main lead play-by-play guy for NASCAR now. I think Jeff Gordon is probably, well, he used to be in the studio. He might not be doing that anymore. Darrell Waltrip did for a long time. As far as like color commentary goes, Larry McReynolds was up there, crew chief. But you get a chance to kind of be a play-by-play guy, which is kind of a neat thing, right? And in the process, shows people how to play a game. Maybe they can take some strategy tips. Maybe they can find some reasons that something's not such a good strategy. Maybe there will be a point where I splurge and say I'm going to get red, white, and blue. NASCAR is not really my cup of tea anymore. I mean, I used to love it in the 80s. I grew up about 45 minutes from where Jeff Bodine cut his teeth racing the modifieds back in the day. Up in Chemung, New York is where he was. I wasn't too far from there. My uncle was a chief of police around there in a couple towns over, and he got to interact with the old man who I believe he owned the Chemung Speedrome, I think was the name of it, but who really got the Bodine brothers started into it, and Jeff just became a legend with modifieds, and then moved into stock cars and won the Daytona 500. I think it was in '85. Really kind of like the top of the heap for him. He never really had a chance at the points victory, but he was really good on short tracks. I think his modified experience, like a place like Martinsville, was a track that was just really good for him. He also, I think, was quite had a pretty good record at Pocono. I'm trying to remember where else I remember him. He might have pulled out a victory or two at Watkins Glen too, which was weird because, you know, it's I just think it was because he was in a Hendrick car probably that really brought out the best in him. But playoffs, yeah, I find the entire contrived nature of like red, you know, what do they call it? Green, white checker. I guess that's what you would call it. That horse crap and these what do you call it? Segments or whatever they call them in each race. They make a mandatory pit stop and they award points or something at like I think 2 intermediate points. That's just so like. And now they're moving into more road courses because so many people are into Formula One right now. It's kind of that's right. Yeah, Bodine would go. Yeah, he'd go door to door with Earnhardt. He would rub paint. He would. Yeah, they were. There was a period of time when they were rivals. Again, it was when Bodine raced for Hendrick. You know, that was. I don't think Hendrick becomes the car owner he is today without Bodine really like getting him his early victories. You know, that was really kind of broke through with him, and then later on you ended up with guys like Rudd and Labonte and eventually Gordon and Jimmy Johnson, and it's like, you know, once you start building a stable of good drivers, then you get to attract other good drivers, and your equipment's solid, and you know, maybe you got some crew chiefs that know how to, you know, bore out some parts nobody notices how, things like that. But not to take too much away from Hendrick, but yeah, oh well. All right, well, I've been on here for a little while. It's great to see Kimes get a victory here. I think he moves up into the top 20. Well, actually, top 25. He's toiled away on this tour for a few years now, and just close a number of times. It's one of the things I've liked about having this like tier system, where not every tournament has the top 25. It's got, like, Aberley was the one guy really, you know, so it's really nice that it gives some of these lifers a chance, some of these upstarts a chance. And I think it comes a little closer to the way it is in real life, you know. So I didn't realize Days of Thunder was Bodine and Earnhardt. Yeah, I mean, I could see where Cole Trickle could have a little bit. I thought it was Tim Richmond that was Cole Trickle, that character. But it might have been somebody else too. That's another really, you know, Bodine should have been probably a lot more than he ended up being. He took a couple of hard licks throughout his career that I think really kind of shaped the way he went. The other thing is that, you know, he got to a point in the early 90s where, you know, if you didn't have a pretty face, you weren't going to get much love, right? So he was definitely not one of, you know, guys like Earnhardt. They had the reputation, you know, he had a following because, you know, he was kind of like the Raiders of NASCAR, right? He was kind of like this badass that all the badasses wanted to follow. And Bodine was, Bill Elliott was a pretty clean cut guy. Bodine was relative. Waltrip was likable. A lot of these guys were pretty like Rusty Wallace. And Earnhardt was the one that was the complete jerk that nobody liked, right? Maybe he kind of took that from Petty, although Petty I think was a pretty nice guy too. But Petty just won everything for a long time. So, but yeah, then you got to this point where you had to have a marketable, pretty face, and I think that's where Bodine kind of got. He was starting to get older. He was already kind of old when he won the 500. I think he's probably in his late 30s because he had run modifieds for so many years. I mean, I think he had the record as far as like modified wins when he joined NASCAR, like career wins. He was dominating that tour, and I don't think the modified tour is like a 30 race schedule. It might have been like 18 or 20, and he was just dominating it. So he was probably in his early 30s before he even got a sniff of NASCAR. Some parts were Tim. Yeah, right. You're definitely that Cole Trickle character was kind of an amalgam of, Richmond. Richmond was the playboy. I think Bodine. I don't want to say Bodine was like a completely ugly-looking guy, right? I'm sure I'm pretty sure all those guys have their moments, right, where they have they used to have the Winston girls like throwing themselves at them and like granting them the trophies. So I'm sure that there was plenty of shenanigans going on at times with those guys, but when you start getting guys like Jeff Gordon, then it's just like marketability. And I worked for DuPont for 25 years, and it was like so annoying because I wasn't a real big fan of Gordon, but like I'm sure he sold a lot of paint for DuPont. Yeah, you're right. In the 80s, you weren't like Bowman or these other guys going to Hendrick like right away. And the other thing is like now it's back then you didn't necessarily have to have a big name. Yeah, like Earnhardt, Petty's, for sure, definitely were helped to get there by Chase Elliott today, right? But you did have some nepotism, but it wasn't quite as much as it is now, probably. So, all right, I said I was going to sign off. So, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, I will be able to work on Blues Belt and get that, and then we'll be down to 2, and then get, after that, get through the Georgia one, the East Lake one, and then we'll do the final Tour Championship, or whatever you want to call it, the PGA Championship. So, all right, well, if you like this video, if you like me talking about some old NASCAR stuff and with Dwayne here, hit the like button. Check Dwayne out if you want to watch some NASCAR stuff. He's got a lot of it there. Maybe he'll even at some point talk me into it. But well, anyway, I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. Hope life is treating you well, and we'll see you back here soon on Tenacious Sports. Kimes is your winner here from sunny White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. This has been the Appalachian Hootenanny. Cheers.